I've been wanting to make a shawl that has beautiful color work and lace. And I made this shawl here. It is the Spring Meadow Shawl. It was the Mystery Knit Along by Brown Wool. And you can see it does color work real nice. And it does lace real nice. So I decided this shawl I'm dreaming of was going to be made with the same type of cotton fleece yarn. So I was inspired by this lace pattern from this magazine. So I swatched it out with this yarn, and it's okay. Not totally excited about it, but then I swatched it up on the bond, and instead of doing I chose to do a central decrease here instead of the decrease where the center stitch is in the back. And I really liked it a lot better. So I'm going to show you how I did this. Here is the pattern. On top is the pattern as it was written, and here on the bottom is how I've altered it. So I'm going to do central decreases, and even though we're doing the same stitch that they're doing up there, I just like to represent it actually leaning when I do machine knitting. So I've called it, the left leaning decrease. And this one I've called the right leaning decrease versus slip, slip, knit, and knit two together. They will look the same. This is just how I like to put it on my machine page. This is what I've accomplished so far. And it looks pretty good. If I flip it over, you can see it's quite pretty. It's getting there. Here is a ladder section in the pattern. I always start moving my stitches left to right, so I always have consistency. I am just going to lift the stitch off, and I'm going to put it over here. So here's my left leaning stitch, and here's my right leaning stitch. And then we are going to run the needles over top of that, and then we're going to do it again so that the carriage will be on the right. And then we will, every row when we transfer stitches, it will look just like that. Pop off, go to the left, pop off, go to the right. And now for the pattern, so we can create this lovely little arched look. First round of it, we grab, identify your center stitch. This is my center stitch. So I'm gonna go the 3 to the left of the center stitch, pop them off, pop them over. So now my eyelet will be here. It's above this eyelet. And pop off there. My eyelet will be right here. Now I'm going to continue this, doing my ladders and these arches all the way over. And then I'm going to run my carriage all the way across. Then I'm going to double check and make sure all my stitches are knitted. Then run the carriage back to the right. You can see I ran the carriage now from right to left. You can see that these definitely took. If they didn't take, it would just look like that, be empty. And so then definitely always double check, because they don't always grab. Put it back up. All you got to do. I ran it left to right now. I've identified my central needle. I've pulled all my needles forward. I've opened up all the hooks. If I had a handy 2-prong tool, this would be fast, but I don't. So I'm going to move the first stitch over, and then I'm going to move the second stitch over. Yarn does not want to cooperate today. Right. I got my yarn, moving it over just one needle. This is where I want the eyelet. I picked up this stitch, moved it here, and this stitch went onto the central needle. This stitch 2 is going onto the central needle. This stitch is going onto that needle. So now I have my eyelets here. It's time to push the needles back and then move right to left, then left to right, and do it again. Here. I didn't know you were in here. What are you doing? You trying to help mommy? So I noticed I have this problem. It's not a common problem. And every now and then you have weird gappy stitches here. And this leads me to believe this stitch didn't knit. And I can tug on it and I can tell it didn't knit. So I'm just going to undo it. And you know, if this was a chronic problem with this pattern, I would just leave this, I would put all my central stitches all the way forward, and then I would let the yarn run over top of them, and then I would just go back and hand knit them. That really hasn't been a problem for this pattern, but if it is, it's an easy fix. But there we go. All right, gone left to right, right to left. You see this eyelet, you can see this eyelet, and now we want the eyelet here. So we only need to lift one stitch this round onto the central needle, and now we lift this stitch onto the central needle. There we go. Eyelet here, eyelet here. All we have to do, move the carriage right to left, check it, then move carriage left to right. Alrighty, so here together we have done 6 rows. We have created this eyelet arch, and well, it was a lot of fun. I'm hoping to get more of this done because I'm going to do a beautiful intarsia piece on it, but there you go. Also, what I like to do is every now and then I put a safety line in it. If I am done for the night, I definitely put a safety line in it because I have kids, and my kids have definitely tried to play with my machine with an active project on before it and dropped the whole thing to the floor. So I highly recommend safety lines. They're really easy to do. You just take a needle. I use serger thread, and then I literally just go through each stitch. And then I stitch it all the way down. And then that line, where's my last line? It's right here. Run safely through it in case something drops, and then I can fix it. I haven't had much difficulty with this yarn. If a stitch is dropped, it hasn't ran. But some yarns, they run fast. Anyway, good luck with your project.